Hello, and welcome to Look Back, Look Ahead. I'm Frank Calderone. Last week, ending October 3rd, the equity markets improved even though we are in a government shutdown. Due to the shutdown, economic data that was to be announced last week, namely initial jobless claims and the monthly employment report, were postponed. The reports that were announced prior to the shutdown are as follows. Pending home sales index was stronger than expected in August, as the recent drop in mortgage rates is starting to have an impact on the housing market. U.S. home price index declined 0.1% in July and recorded the weakest year-over-year increase since April of 2012. The index, however, increased by 2.3% year over year. Job openings remained unchanged in August at 7.2 million. Job openings in construction and government were down 115,000 and 61,000 respectively. Healthcare was the strongest sector. The Consumer Confidence Index was lower than expected in September compared to August. Consumer confidence increased for consumers 35 years and younger, but declined for those older than 35 years old. The ADP employment report was much lower than expected in September, as private companies eliminated 32,000 jobs. The ISM manufacturing data improved in September compared to August, but the sector remained in contraction territory for the seventh consecutive month. And finally, the ISM Services Index was lower than expected, and the demarcation point between contraction and expansion for the first time since January of 2010. Year to date, the Dow is up 9.9%, the S&P is up 14.2%, and the Nasdaq is up 17.97%. The yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury bond is 4.12%. Oil closed at $60.67 a barrel. Gold closed at $3,385.96 an ounce, with silver closing at $47.96 an ounce. For this week of October 6th, if in fact we have a shutdown, I'm not sure if any of this data will be reported, but it is scheduled that on Friday we'll get the U.S. trade deficit and consumer credit data. Wednesday, the minutes of the Federal Reserve September meeting will be reported. Thursday, we'll get initial jobless claims and wholesale inventory data. And on Friday, consumer sentiment and the monthly U.S. federal budget will be reported. And as always, we'll keep a watchful eye on these and any other events that may and will shape the markets. If you have any questions with anything you've heard in this video, please give us a call. This is Frank Calderone from Raymond James in New York. Have a fantastic week. Be well, stay safe, and remember, always look ahead.